This is occlusion culling, okay? Occlusion culling is super relevant for indie games, just as relevant for indie first-person shooters as a AAA game. So for example, we've got Cyberpunk right here. And this is actually occlusion culling happening improperly. This is a glitch that I found on YouTube. You can see characters are culling out for no reason. By the way, guys, feel free to download my free 2D game kit below. It's totally free. It's my treat to you. I used this exact 2D game kit to make a game for PewDiePie in 14 days, and then I got to play it in front of his subscribers, which was really awesome. So download that. Use it however you want. It's my treat to you. Yeah. Okay. If you're making a 3D game, you're probably going to run into what most AAA studios run into, even if you're making a small indie game. You're gonna have a ton of objects, and these are all culled out. I mean, I've got a ton of objects. They're all culled out currently, and culled out means they're just basically removed from the renderer. So we've got a ton of objects. This is not one room mesh. This is little cubes creating this massive scene here. So it's a lot. There's a lot going on, and my computer is even struggling right now just to run it in scene view. So how do you deal with this? What I thought a lot of AAA studios did is they would use LOD groups. So I added LOD groups to all of the various static game objects. That's definitely something you want to do. An LOD group is basically a level of detail component that basically slowly culls out something as it gets further and further from the screen. But this is occlusion culling, okay? Occlusion culling is super relevant for indie games, just as relevant for indie first-person shooters as a AAA game. So for example, we've got Cyberpunk right here. And this is actually occlusion culling happening improperly. This is a glitch that I found on YouTube. You can see characters are culling out for no reason, right? Usually what happens with occlusion culling, what you're gonna wanna do, is the camera should render what's in front of it, but anything that's outside of the camera's view and even behind walls, it'll cull out the static meshes. So you can see here, even if we look over here, you could see all of the city's static meshes are culled out. Now again, this is a glitch, but the principles apply here, just the same for Cyberpunk and Halo and Half-Life, and also my game Father here. So let's take a look at Father and how this is actually working. What I had to do, and this is so great, I love Unity. It's one of the easiest things you can do to optimize your game. You're gonna go to the Window, Rendering, Occlusion Culling tab. Okay, I've already got that open right here. And you're just gonna bake your scene. One of the things you do is you just click bake down here, and it bakes the meshes and just tells Unity which meshes are gonna slowly cull out as the camera is pointed in that direction. So you just wanna make sure that the cameras, I have two cameras actually, a weapon camera and also a regular camera. The regular camera is going to have culling enabled. So you can see here, occlusion culling is checked, okay? Once you click bake, you're pretty much good to go. Now you could change these settings here. I'm not really gonna change these settings. So I'm gonna click visualize here, and this is definitely gonna slow things down for us, but I wanna show you what's happening in the scene view. So let's go ahead and hit play. And again, like I said, things are gonna really slow down for us, but let's move our game view over here, and you can see, now it's not perfect, but you can see what's happening. Anything that's within the camera's viewport, and that includes an algorithm that checks to see if the walls are in front of something. If a wall is in front of something, that is generally not going to be rendered. So you can see here, as we rotate our camera, things are slowly rendering into view. Now it's pretty scary, isn't it? It's like, whoa, there's so much going on. Is it going to break the game? And I've been playing around with this, and we really don't have any bugs that have occurred. The only major issue here is if there's a really small, tiny window, Unity will say, okay, I can't see through that window, so I'm not gonna render anything. And you can definitely fix that with the parameters here, and I'm gonna fix that up. But overall, it's pretty cool, huh? So it's just rendering what it needs to. So that's occlusion culling. Now, I know that most of you probably knew about this generally, but I wanted to share it with you because it ups your frame rate significantly. And again, that's because we're not rendering everything at the same time. There's no reason for Unity to do that. Let's turn off visualization because it looks like my scene is about to blow up. This is definitely helpful for interiors, okay? This is helpful for exteriors as well, but the problem with exteriors is you could see into the horizon. So occlusion culling is not going to be as effective as it is in an interior. So combining LOD groups with occlusion culling is the way to go. Get over here. Get down. Hey, thanks for watching. By the way, if you haven't downloaded that free 2D game kit below, click below. It's my treat to you. I used this game kit to make a game for PewDiePie in 14 days, and I actually got to play it with him in front of his audience, which was really cool. This game kit is totally free. It's my treat to you, and you can use it however you want. You can make a commercial game and make $1 million off this game kit. I don't care. Or you could just use it for a hobby project. It's my treat to you. And by the way, if you haven't clicked like, that would mean a ton to me. Hit subscribe, and also, this is important, hit that notification bell. Here's why. If you get notified of when I'm live, you can watch me make my next game, and let me know in the chat what you think about the game or any ideas you have, and you might just show up. Your chat might just show up in the next video that I upload. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye. I love you too.